Morning. Welcome to new studio. I bet it looks a lot like old studio. I do have to like slowly adjust little things because like where the iPad is now, I'm not thrilled about it. Also, apparently I'm losing my voice. There is the big difference. Can you all tell what it is? You moved. God. Can we tell what the big difference is? I'm waiting to see if someone notices. There's a new piece of equipment in here. No, the mic's the same. It might be moved a little bit. Because I think it might have been like, because it's right here. It might have been over here. The canvas is purple. Oh, thanks. Pokemon Princess and Yamadorgan are close. The curtain's the same curtain, but you notice it because of that light. There's a hair light, so it's like cutting me out from the background a little bit by having a light over there. Admittedly, it's a really, really cheap light. Sappy, oh god, more lights. Right? Because these are still the same lights. They are... This one used to be higher. And like, everything's just a little, like, not shifted perfectly. Like, the easel has to collapse. Steven says it's a very, very old light we had in storage for 1,000,000 years. The easel has to collapse and the whole shelf gets removed. Because this piece is stupid delicate. Like, I had to have them reship me an easel because the shelf arrived broken when I first got this. It makes me kind of want to get a metal one in the future. But the easel is like, there's like a flat base and then it sticks up and then there's the shelf on it. So it has to collapse this way. And I had to carefully bring it to the new house. And then I have to get this angle right and then the shelf right. I was smart and I drew myself a line once upon a time on this piece so I could see where the shelf sat and then I just level it. But I didn't do anything for like the tilt motion of it. So then I had to sit here for a while and like adjust it until it felt right. And I think it feels right. The snakes didn't get to the light. Ah. No, the snakes didn't get to the light. We're going to be running a poll if one of the mods like Fossix can start that for me. So I'm going to talk about the painting first. We're going to run the poll and then read alerts and then we're going to start painting. If it doesn't feel right, I'm sure you'll figure it out soon. That's true. I have not worked on the easel yet. I just kind of pretended and it felt right. Steven said there's a few new things actually. Completely new capture hardware, which I believe is producing a sharper image. Oh, look at what Steven did. We have a zoom button. Forgot about that. Let's talk about this painting because my hope is to get a lot of it done today. I was invited, I mean, it's an open call for an art show, but I was messaged and invited to submit a piece to an art show in Raleigh. It's bike themed. So I looked through my hundreds of bike photos and thought, I don't like any of these. And like, I had one that I could have like worked with, like a few I could have like puzzle pieced together and been happy with. And a friend of mine is in that photo and I was like, oh, I could ask for permission. And he did say he was okay with it. But also like, it wasn't quite what I wanted. It wasn't like the vision I had for this painting. So instead I went biking yesterday. And I took a ton of photos, and I was mostly happy with one of them. And in hindsight, I probably should have just done the photo I wanted instead of been like, oh, this is the front tire. I want the back tire. I should set that up and take it. I didn't. So I'm also gonna just puzzle piece this together. But it's closer to the vision I envisioned for the painting. Noah. I got 33 problems and the Phillies are 29 of them. So I just need a vote on what size canvas we're doing. We have 8 by 10, which I'm not super partial to because it feels real small, 11 by 14, and then 18 by 24. And I also have this 18 by 24 and the 8 by 10 in white gesso, but I have the 18 by 24 in the same brown because I have that here. So I could do either. The colors are very autumn. Like there's yellows and greens and browns in the painting that we're gonna do. And that does not mean we have to do a brown canvas with brown in it because the purple's actually gonna give it a tone on its own, or the white's gonna make it shine through lighter. So it doesn't really matter. Like it's not like I have to do the brown because there's brown in the image. Small, medium, large. I mean, do you want a big painting? It doesn't matter to me. I do have a stupid tight timeline on this. So that sucks, but we're gonna do it. I do need to click this window though to clear alerts. But purple, I'm not opposed to doing the purple. Then small obviously makes sense. Not necessarily Radio Dread, because if I'm doing the group set of the bike, which is the back crank and gears and everything, then it's tiny and I have to tiny paint. So not necessarily small is better here. So like everyone's saying medium. Make the medium purple. There's something shiny on this. I could make the medium purple. Why the tight deadline? Because the show's coming up soon. And the person that told me about the show was like, yeah, I probably should have told you sooner, but they didn't. All right, I'm just gonna assume medium is winning. And I do kind of want to stain it. Ugh. So we'll do that quick and then we'll read alerts and it can dry while it is staining or drying. It can dry while I'm reading alerts rather. I can talk this morning. 89% of the vote. Do we want to stain it purple? Because I have Dogzine and medium. Let's use medium violet though. Slow drying extender. No, we don't want a slow drying extender. We just want a transparent extender. Translucency and hardness. Viscosity, brushability. Yeah, but which one dries fastest? Consistency. I don't want to change the open time. Which one of you? 100% dispersion, film strength, lowering viscosity, flow, and leveling. I think GAC 100 is the way to go here. I would go with gloss glazing liquid, but that takes longer to dry, and we don't want that right now because I want to get painting today. This canvas is also quite loose, so we're going to do that. That's slightly better. Bad drum test. And I don't need this to be super purple, I just need it to not be solid white. What? Steven, what is this? And why is it on my brushes? Where is this brush? You move, and then everything moves around, and you don't find it easy. It's what the grid was in? Ah. Throw it on the floor with the cords. He did put all of my cables where I won't trip over them, which is the first time in forever that that's happened where we've been able to do that, because normally it's like, oh shoot, well I need this outlet across the room. But the outlets are in a convenient spot. That's water. That is not medium. I mean, I never really tripped over the cords, but I was also very aware they were there. The problem is if I brought people into the studio to look at anything, that they're not used to it. It's the same with the drop cloth, because almost everywhere we've lived has been like carpeted in the studio. Not every house, but most of them have been. So one of the things is like, I need to protect the carpet. It's also why I have this curtain up here to protect the wall. And like, it is our house. Sure, I could get a little bit of paint on the wall. It's a studio. And then if we ever moved someday, I could just paint it again, like a wall color. But, you know, I'd rather not have paint on the carpet. So, where is conditioner? Now if you want, you could rip up that carpet. True, I would put down linoleum if I did. But I have plastic down first on the carpet, and then I have like 3 layers of cotton duck, which is canvas. So that's kind of slippery to walk on when there's plastic sandwiched in between, but I'm the only one who's ever walking on it, so it's not that big of a problem because I know what to expect. Purple. There's too much water in this brush. So I was going to paint the mud flaps today, and some of you may know from another stream that I talked about doing that, like Monday. And I actually sketched those out, and I was ready to start that. And then I got messaged about the art show. And I thought I could submit the mud flaps after I painted them. But I want to like take my time with those and make them right. So instead we're gonna do a painting. And like, I would love this to be an alla prima and do it in one sitting. but we're not. We're gonna go as far as we can on this painting today. And then, I don't know, maybe for fun we'll paint on Monday or Sunday or something. You know what I should do? I should paint this, let it dry, paint the rest, and then rotate it. Beautiful. It is purple. Gremlin Hour stream. Emmy says, congrats on the new studio. Is it bigger than the previous? Maybe. Not by a ton. Ches, purple. The biggest thing is I can get the shelf I have with all of my other art supplies and canvases and my back stock of paints in the closet, which gives me a lot more room. So it is more of a supply closet than it ever was, which is great. Once I have this stained, I'll read alerts. I think if you have to think that hard about whether it's bigger or not, it's not. I think it is. If not, it's similar. All right, it's all purple. And my guess is that it's still too wet to set up. And you don't want to balance. We'll balance you that way. All right, set that there. Where's my paint sheet? I haven't found that in unpacking yet. I'm just gonna try and scoop all this purple into a pile. All right, let's read alerts finally. Colorblind Nightmare, it looks blue to me. It's a warmer purple, Jet. I don't have any paper because my sketchbook is in the other room to give you another purple to see if it's different enough. But this is a slightly warmer purple. So it's like starting to get slightly into the red, but not magenta. Like the Twitch purple is a cooler purple. Your name is slightly blue purple. We have a 30-month resub from Gaxtronaut, 30 months from Jet Prower, 22 months from Hero Chaos Chow, 30 months from Noah, who's losing it over the Phillies, 30 months for Brina BX, 17 from Strawberry Hearts, and 31 from Bored Turtle. Good morning, everyone. It's almost lavender. Yeah, it's almost lavender. It's slightly more saturated. Like, to me, if I was thinking lavender, it would be lighter. Doesn't matter if it's warm or cool or angry, it will all look blue. Ah. This is one of my favorite paintbrushes. I don't get to use it a ton because I've been painting smaller lately. I went and bought a backup. That's how much I like it. So I always have one. And I'm sure by the time my backup is totally dead, I will be unable to buy another one. I'll have to find a new favorite paintbrush. But I bought this when I started doing painting in 2016, and I've kept it pretty decent. It's stained because it looks like this new, and I've used this one maybe once. There's some paint on it, but that's how it used to look. All right, spray bottle. There's little things about being reset up in the new studio is like, oh, this isn't in the right spot yet. I'm unhappy with where I set the spray bottle. It's not where I expect it to be. Because it's similar enough, I'm expecting things to be where they were. But it's just different enough for it to not quite be muscle memory yet. Okay, so what I'm doing with this painting is I am going to be the photo I took last night was a path. Okay, path is down here. Sorry, it's at an angle. And then it's like autumn woods, and then like there's a sun, like because it was sunset. I went out during golden hour. And then the bike wheel is going to sit right over that. And I took it with the front wheel, not the back wheel. And I should have done it with the back wheel. I did freak out a couple who was out walking because I stopped and then pulled my phone out from my jersey pocket, which sits like right on my lower back. So I was like reaching for my phone and I'm stopped right there and they're just walking and they're like, okay. And then they saw me pull out my phone and take a photo and they looked towards the sunset and they were like, ah, that's what she's up to. So I kind of freaked them out a little bit. And I should have probably pulled my hair back. So we're gonna do just a rough hair pullback, and it's going to be not great because I don't have a brush in here. Loving the feral energy, keep it up. All right, so we gotta start with sky color. So I'm gonna need white. And we're gonna go into some yellow. And we're gonna keep things warm. So I think I'm gonna use Hansa. It's not quite as warm as cadmium. Do I have a CP? Or that is CP. Do I have a hue? Surprisingly, I don't have a cadmium hue. I only have true cadmium. I'm gonna use cadmium. Okay. Unless it's buried. It must be out. And then we need to fade into a blue. What blue do I want to use for this? I think ultramarine is too cold, which leaves me with phthalo. Phthalo's a lot. Phthalo might be too much for this. So I think I'm just going to use cyan, which is phthalo blue and what is PW? Don't know. Phthalo, no. Something. The Viking Animal Crossing shirt. Okay, so someone sent me this in mail and I only realized this morning that half of them are on bikes. I was like, oh my god. I didn't realize. I was like, dang. Cool. For a second, this sounded very Disco Elysium. Alright, I'm using cadmium, which means I gotta be careful. Extra attention paid to washing hands and touching things, and luckily I have a closed lid water bottle today. Don't drink it. Are there even rideable bikes in Animal Crossing? No, but there's bikes. I'm gonna need more white. So we're gonna try and keep this loose, and you all know how I work that way, where I'm incapable of doing that. Although, this is really pretty yellow. Very happy with this yellow. Now, how do I feel about this blue? It's intense. We may need to tone these down a little bit. So I have some violet already I can tone the yellow down with, and I do not have any orange. just to like make it a smidge less bright because it's intense. There, that feels slightly more natural. Woo! And we'll do the same with the yellow. Just put a little bit of the same purple that I have on the background into the yellow. And then I need more titanium white. And then we're ready to paint a sky. And this brush is too big. Also unhappy with this one. This is just as big as the other one. I have nothing in between. We're using this one. Okay, are we dry enough? Perfect. All right, let's get started. So, oh, this is not the right ratio at all. That's fine. I didn't expect this to be a 1-to-1 from the photo for a few reasons. So I do want to have, should have sketched this out last night. I think I want to have the sun somewhere in here. We have a 16-month resub from Fire Goddess. Good morning. Oop, that's pure yellow. That's not what we wanted at all. We want the yellow I mixed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into white because yellow and blue make green. And I don't want green on this guy here. So we're going to fade back into white and then go into blue. Like so. And I think this is too dark. And then I'm just going to bring the blue in towards the yellow, or white rather. I don't know if purple was the right choice, but that's fine. A lot of this is going to get covered. I think I need to bring the blue closer. Someone may have pressed the alarm button off instead of the snooze and slept in 2 hours. All right, so it's a good first layer. So now I'm just going to brighten this part back up. Okay. Good. Now, that brush can go over there, and I'm going to paint the sides. Okay. There's our sky. Really wish I knew where that paint sheet was, because I don't need all of this paint. There's not many places it could be, to be honest. Steven, do you want to call him? He's probably gonna arrive in a minute, yeah. Because it's been like an hour. It's gonna be a deep paintbrush washing day because of the cadmium. Where is paint sheet? Most of the studio is like unpacked. Like I said, there's not much that I haven't looked into yet. Cadmium, there's cadmium in paint. There is when you use cadmium yellow and orange. Give me 2 seconds to step to the closet and look. Found it. Oh, this got stiff. That got really stiff. This is my paint sheet. This is all paint that I don't need. And it just kind of like starts to go bad. Like, as it dries out. I don't need it. So I just put it on this. And I assume at some point I'll take a saw to it and like look at the cool layers. All right, so I don't need the purple. So the purple can go on that. For a while I was making these petal shapes out of my leftover paint. And that was kind of neat. But then I stopped doing that. And now I just do paint sheet. And I need the yellow and white for the clouds. So I don't need the blue. So blue can also go in this. So see, I just kind of smear it on there. Crack it open like a geode. And then I'll just let it dry. Over there on the floor. That's not true. Normally I put it on, there's a shelf under my table. Normally it lives there. Yeah, it's basically Fordite. All right, for these clouds, they're basically yellow and white. I kind of want to make a slight gray. And just to give it a little something extra, I guess. That is too much yellow on the palette knife. It should be cut on, into on the 10-year anniversary of MalMakes started in 2016. The sheet was not started in 2016. Alright, I need a nice bristle brush to make clouds. Do I have a nice round? Too big. Ooh, that was loud. I hated that. Alright, so I'm going to start with this new color I just made, and we're going to start tapping in some clouds. And maybe we'll scrub some in a little bit. And you don't see these much in the end, based on how everything is. But, I still think they should be there. Listening to paint stream while painting my walls. I'm really excited to paint new house. Like, it's something I've wanted to do forever, and like, just obviously couldn't when you're renting. I mean, you could, but then you'd have to paint things back, and that seems like a lot of work when you're moving out, and like suddenly, as it seems to go for us, having to move out suddenly. You could stop now and call it Mount Fuji. I mean, it looks bad. Like I said, a lot of this is going to get covered up by like trees. So we're just going to give kind of the impression that it's there. Okay. Just the impression of that. So next up, I have a lot of leaves to start filling in. And those are going to get tapped in a similar way. What do I want to use for that, though? Very cheap brush, great for this. All right, so my current plan is tap in some leaves, tap in a few highlights, bring in tree trunks, bring in highlights, and a few more on top of the tree trunks so we get some nice layering. So now I need to mix up a color for that, and I think I'm done with these yellows. So they can go in the paint sheet too. No yellow for the edges? No, it doesn't quite wrap around as much. And there's a lot more trees on this side. So like this transition will be kind of covered. You're not going to see much of the sky. It's going to kind of only be like this wedge. My hands are, because it's at an angle. There's like a wedge here that you'll see. And then you'll see a little bit of the blue over on this side. So I just paint it all so it's there. Because I can. And like the reason there's still purple on the bottom is because I haven't painted the ground yet. So there's a lot of bike tire. I mean, bike tire gonna be big. It's gonna be back tire with cassette and derailleur, and then I'm hoping to get the front crank over here. Sometimes the painting decides for you what's in it. All right, now I need to mix up leaf color. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I'm also thinking I need more white here in the sky color. I think it just needs to be brighter, and I may need to use a little bit of zinc. And then I'm going to label this because I don't use zinc often. And it will confuse me later. Hi. Okay. Anyway, back to this. We have a 25-month resub from Triforce Drummer. Good morning. Where's the paintbrush I was looking for? Don't know. We're using this one. And we're making this lighter. Yeah. I assume that once I'm done with like the background, I'll need to keep brightening this spot. And that's fine. All right, tree leaf time. I need a green. I shouldn't have put away the cyan and yellow. That's fine. And I need a dark green to start with, because we're gonna fill in a bunch of stuff. And I'm wondering if I want to go impressionist and not use black, or if I just want to use black to make this dark, because it is like a sunset, so there's going to be darkness in it with the light being behind the bike. So my thought is, like, if I use black, it'll be easy. But my other thought is, if I don't use black, it will be better. Hi.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hurry.
Okay.
But if you don't hear from me that I'm done,
Okay.
you'll have to door.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. So, green. Very green. Pretty green. Not what we want. Sometimes you make the perfect color right away. And you go, ah, yes, I do know what I'm doing when I'm painting. Today's kind of feeling like one of those days. Because I mixed up a green. And I added magenta to it, and it got, ooh, I have a zoom button. It got perfectly dark, and it's not as dark as I want yet. But it's good that it's a good green. And it didn't skew orange or violet because of there being too much blue or being too much yellow in it. And it's skewing desaturated instead, which means I had it straight on the money of where it needs to be as a green I've mixed up. And now that I'm seeing this green, I'm like, of course I don't need to use black. I can paint the way my college professor made us all paint. I mixed what with magenta for that green? I'm currently working with primary cyan, primary yellow, and primary magenta. So it's essentially all three together. I mixed the cyan with the yellow to make a green. It was a very, very royal green, like an emerald. And then I mixed magenta into that because it's opposite of green on the color wheel. And we got this nice olive color. See, it's almost black, but it's olive. It will stand in as black because it is so dark. But it is green. We have a 31-month resub from Dishnet. Hello, Dishnet. I made this color with 3 primaries. I mean, you could say that with any color, really. True. So this is a very cheap, terrible brush. I bought, it's a chip brush from one of the big box home improvement stores. One of the 2 or 3 of them. And it was like $1, and it is great for foliage. So I'm trying to make the bristles stand out more and be more splayed open so that I can tap it into that green. And then come over here and start to bring in foliage. It might be a little fuzzier than I want it to be. We'll just add a little bit more paint. Yeah, that does it. And I think it might be too light of a green now that it's getting on the canvas. We might resort to using some black paint. Wedge. But that's fine, I can add black in too. Can we see the vision start to happen? Try and ignore the purple. I know it's gonna throw you off, because it's throwing me off too. It's fine, I like the poisonous mist. I'm almost out of this green. Yay, 1 layer done. I'm gonna use up the rest of this green. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to do something about this. The thing about these really cheap chip brushes is they leave bristles everywhere. Was that the only one? There's only two. Yeah, I need to use black. Although, how crazy do we feel like being? How many risks do we want to take? Do we want to be risky? What's the overall painting supposed to be like? Imagine fall. It's going to get more fall. I have to add yellows and oranges in. Path. Like sandy path covered in leaves and pine needles. Bike. Chaz, did I send you the photo? It could go in the art queue, I suppose. I can put it in mod. I did? Okay. I'm already posting it to mod. There. Imagine that, but it's not a front tire, it's a back tire. So that's the front of my canyon. The back is going to have the group set, which has the group set. So it's going to have the big 11, 12 ring cassette with the derailleur and then the chain. So it's going to have all of that instead. That's what we're doing. So you can kind of see now the background I'm starting to build for that. All right, we're going to try purple. We're going to see how this looks. And if I don't like it, we'll use black. So this is Dioxazine purple, Dioxazine. And it is an incredibly dark blue-violet. So majority is bike, yes. Okay, I kind of like the purple, not gonna lie. Okay, I do like the purple. I didn't put enough on the palette because I wasn't sure I was going to like this. Safe to call this bike painting. Listen, I got invited to participate in an art show about bike art. And I was like, timing's going to be tight. And then I thought about it for like 2 days and thought, I could do it. The thing I was going to paint I can put on hold. Which kind of sucks because that was something I was going to give to someone as a gift. How do we feel about purple? Can we tell it's purple? The foliage I'm adding right now? Or does it look black? The mud flap, yeah. There's 2 mud flaps. There's mine and then another one because I needed to test it. It's black from here. Yeah, it's very purple close up. And I think that's fine. When I'm tapping like this, I'm not keeping the brush the same every time. I'm trying to rotate it a little bit so that the tap marks aren't the same. And I'm also varying the pressure. In a way, it's almost like stamping. Making progress. Okay, now I need to probably work my way back into some greens and probably switch to a smaller brush. And probably start thinking about tree trunks. So I'm gonna need some umber for that. And my plan is to kind of just block those in and then address it later. Black cherry color. If you zoom and I hold it up where it sits, can you see it's a bit more purple, especially like here? There we go. Okay, time to bring in some of these. And in my photo, the tree trunks are all skewed this way because I took the photo crooked because I was on my bike when I did it. Let's rotate my image just a little bit. And then we'll undo that so I don't accidentally paint all the tree trunks this way. And I'm just blocking these in with this umber. So I can start to see the tree itself and start to build the actual parts of it.
I'm good.
Okay, great. What do you think so far?
Nice. Have you shown them?
I mean,
With the zoom?
yeah, I did just a second ago.
Oh, okay. I have to change your zoom so it zooms in lower, because when we did it, it was for a
Oh, the bigger canvas?
18 by 24.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy fix if you want me to make it zoom.
Forget the lens cap.
I'm so happy with the studio.
Me too.
Like, you can walk into this
We have a 30-month resub from Furious Kitty.
without having to like walk around things or.
I know, I talked about that.
Um,
It's great.
it is great.
Can you go answer this?
Yes.
Those tree trunks really help. Oh my gosh. We're gonna need to do a lot more trees. And like branches and stuff, but like Dang. Thank you. Was that who I thought it was?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I should probably put some over here. Sometimes I forget about the side of the canvas and then it's too late. And the top of the canvas for that matter. We're not having any of that this morning. I am too hyped up on caffeine and be able to paint again. I have been itching to paint. I think I need to switch to a smaller brush over here. To do some of these thinner tree branches, so we're gonna do that. Do a small flat? Yeah, I got this nice little angled brush. We're only at 90 minutes? Dang. I expected to look up and for it to be like 2 o'clock. Let's go back to full reference image where it's not my photoshopped back wheel in. And we're gonna rotate this one so the trees are vertical. And then we're gonna zoom in and look at these branches. There's a lot more yellow here. And that's okay, because I think I want to finish painting it as it is and then just paint yellow. In other news, thank you, Mel, for giving me the perfect idea for a Hanukkah gift for my bike-loving and art-loving parents this year. This piece, provided I don't hate it by the time I'm done with it, is going to be in a show as long as I get it done in time also. That's the other stipulation to that. But it will be on Redbubble. It's kind of wild just how much that brings to it. I'm actually very happy with this. Chaz, what's your saying? Restrictions breed creativity. Deadlines make everything better. Hi.
That's fast.
That was it?
Yeah, it took him 2 minutes.
He gave us 4, right?
He only had 2.
He's supposed to give us 4.
I know. But I'm thinking I could copy it myself, and if I ask him for more, then he's going to have to deal with it, so I'm just going to do it myself.
Okay. And they got tested?
Mm-hmm. I tested them.
Cool.
They all work.
Hooray.
I was impressed how fast that was.
Cool.
But locksmiths are basically magic, so... Oh my god, you're doing good.
Doesn't the branches and trees make such a big difference?
Yeah. Right before I got that call, I was getting ready to do a thing here.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to change this so it zoomed in on this. There we go. Now people can see that a little bit better.
God, that doesn't look nice, though.
Anyway. So, now you can, boom!
Boom.
That's real zoom, baby. That ain't no fake zoom. That's the real stuff. Actual pixels. Anyway, well,
glad that's done.
yeah, but when I first saw this, I need to go make copies.
Go make copies. We should probably give some to people as backups.
Yeah. I'm going to...
Go make copies?
Well, not right this second. I have other
Okay.
things that I have to do. And I have a haircut,
Oh, yeah.
so I can't just
You're getting a haircut today.
I can't be willy-nilly running around. I'm also still sick. So,
I'm gonna tell you something. I'll text it to you.
okay.
There you go. I know, right? Actual pixels. Can you add a boom sound effect every time she hits the zoom button? I got really distracted by painting more branches and stuff. Oops, put too much paint there.
Andros has again invaded the Lilat system. General Pepper has turned to a new Star Fox team, headed by Fox McCloud, to save Corneria and free the Lilat system once again.
Let's do zoom in again. Now we need to add a little more foliage and start getting into some of the more autumn colors and some more greens. Oh, hit that twice. But I'm happy with the trees. But now the problem is my chip brush is too big, and also it is now wet. But we're gonna work on cleaning out brushes because I have a few sitting around in water that should not be sitting in water. Tech Apps also says, I'm amazed how they can kind of just come together. Me too, still. After all this time, still, yes. See, now chip brush is all wet. Clean, but wet. And it does not do foliage as good because the water just kind of blurs it. I need to get more of these. Meanwhile, let's see. I have a deer foot. Too soft. Maybe you're not a round brush. You're a round brush. You might work. I bought a really cheap pack of bristle brushes at some point in the last 9 years. Artists like locksmiths are magic. These, I think, were like $10 for a 20 pack. They're like the cheapest pieces of garbage. And so I destroy them more so we can get foliage. All right, what do I want to do? What color is next? I think more of a true yellow-green. Let me take a picture for myself. I hate the glare on that. That's better. All right, now we need to get more into the yellow green, and I also need to start considering the ground because it's not just dark. I should draw that in. Zoom. That's what I've drawn in. And I think the other thing I want to do is I want to add some Titan buff and fill in the ground where the purple is. It's very light. I think it's too light. That's fine. I have a little bit of umber left. I'm also realizing I'm starting to get hungry. that works. No, they're still purple. Everything is slightly tinged purple. Like even this has hints of purple. Do you see how close I am to finishing this and I'm out of paint? I'm trying to like just pick up what I have left on the palette and I don't know if it'll be enough. I have to balance you on your side again. Stay there. That does not help as much as I wanted for viewing this. For one, it looks way too light right now, but it's a good base for the path. And that's okay. We can let that be. I'm gonna let that sit there. And I'm gonna try and mix up this little hill here. Maybe, no, I think I'm gonna mix up a green. We're gonna go back into painting foliage. So everything in this is very autumn toned because this was golden hour. So like this green is very intense for this. Too intense. So I'm going to mix up a green and then start to make it more olive with magenta. And we just need to work our way into more and more yellows. I like this green, but I don't think we're into that much of a green yet. Okay. We have arrived at an olive. I also need to put down plastic. That's gonna stick straight to that. That's fine. All right, so now I have a green. And we're gonna start building these layers. And I'm gonna go back into the tree trunks at some point. And everything's gonna kind of be concentrated here with the light. So there's gonna be more yellows and oranges and greens towards this little wedge of sky. And like there will be some back here. All of the trees I started to do is helping me kind of figure out where I need to put more foliage. Gotta work this on the side of this too, so I don't forget. Let's see, how does this look? Perfect. All right, we're done with the screen. There's a few people jumping in. Good morning, afternoon. It's 1. So I do need to keep a little bit of shadow here, which I didn't. So we're going to bring a little bit more purple back in. It just hit noon here. It's 1 in the East Coast. Now we need to move into a lighter green. This is all this is going to be. It's going to be many layers of green. And I think while my little cheap bristle brush here dries a little bit, we're going to do this little hillside. Yellow. White. Oh, you're way over here. And I probably need a little more burnt umber because that is quite prevalent in this piece. Sienna too. I should pull that out while I'm thinking about it. Okay. Now this guy, this hillside over here, is not quite as full of grasses. It's more pine needle covered. I'm trying to make something slightly orange, and it's just like, no, this is too red. No, this is too yellow. And this is kind of the color of the pine needles. As it kind of starts to get down in here. Okay, so that's that hill, and it's not 100% done yet. What I want to do is I want to bring some of these tree trunks down into it. So I'm trying to mix up more of the trunk color, and then like maybe this one. Like so. Zoom. See them sitting in front of the hill? And then this one probably. Okay, that's what I wanted to do there. Zoom back in. Yeah. More foliage. Foliage brush. This one's too wet. This one will work. All right. Time for more green. So we're trying to work our way slightly more yellow. Slightly more saturated, brighter. Also into a little bit of orange. Like this is too big of a jump. All right, this should work. Let's see how I feel about it. How I feel about it is way too over there. It is almost indistinguishable. I mean, it's not, but it's pretty light. Like here, I can't tell, but here I can tell. It's because of the surrounding color, of course. It really lightened this part up. I can zoom in and paint. Wild. I think I still need to tap that in here, even though it's pretty similar, because what's going to happen is I need this to be a lot more filled in with less sky showing through. So I'm trying to aim for anywhere that's blue right here. There. And we're done with that color. They're gonna get faster because there's less of them as I get into the lighter colors. I think I just need to use sienna. Because every time I add yellow, it just gets into an uglier green. We have 100 bits from Soulswind. Hello. I'm starting to get to a point where the color I'm using, I keep changing it to make it lighter. It's getting way too dried out. All right, back to this brush. I think we're just gonna have to alternate brushes. really need to move more into yellows and oranges. And I'm just kind of scared to. So we're gonna force it. Is the lower area gonna be beach coast area? It's path, so it's like gravelly sand with pine needles and stuff. And I'm going to continue to force it and try not to freak out about it. I can't believe this has been one stream already, Aggregated Molecule says. Same. My hope is that I get all of the background done today. Everything besides the bike. And we're going a little bit long, and Chaz, you can cut me off if you need to. But I'm also vibing, so it's like, I can keep working. I know you have other things going on. That's too much red. You can multitask. Too much red. I think the brush is getting too full of paint. We need to find another bristle brush. This one? Maybe. Let's try it. I needed to bring a lot more yellow into this. All right, how are we feeling about that? I think I need more yellow. Some of this tree trunk is gonna need to come back because I'm painting like straight over it. Very much more autumnal. Yes. Had to get that in there. Okay. There's a few spots I don't like. And I just need to take a tiny brush. Like this one per se. And clean it up a little bit. So like this is too big, but I'm on the wrong color. So like the transition here, there's some sky showing through that I don't particularly want to show through because I want this to be slightly more of a solid mass. Because there's like this hill right here. So I'm trying to fill in just a little bit more to make this more solid. If it doesn't win a contest, it's not a contest, it's just a show. I know the people who are running it, and I got messaged and asked if I would submit. And I was like, I don't really have anything that fits, and they were like, make something. They didn't quite say that. You're gonna win the show. That feels slightly more of a mass. Good. And less of a... What's the word I want? Foliage? Because I want it to be a hill. Okay, I like what's happening. I need to do some work with the trunks and on the right hill because right now that feels a little off. Like, I think it just needs a little something so it doesn't feel so flat. Because it feels a little flat. Some texture, I guess. That's way too bright. Nope. That feels better. Maybe a little too bright. Just a little though. Okay, now we can finish tree trunks. Tree trunks are this color. And all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to bring a few of them forward in front of the foliage and a few of them back, and then a few spots textured. Because like this one needs to sit down further. Because right now they're all kind of behind everything I did. You'll notice my chair is still squeaky. That has not been changed since the last house. Let's check the top of this. And the side of it. Realize I didn't do anything over here. Whoops. Let's bring this tree trunk down. All right, just a little bit with the trunks. They don't need a whole lot of detail, but they need something because they're a little flat. That's not going to be it. Okay, let's zoom in. That made a big difference. Just see the little bits of highlights on these trees here? And if I just add a touch more. I'm mixing up another lighter color. I don't like this one. It needs a friend. Better. Okay. You know, there's not as much of a glow in this background as I wanted there to be. Do I like the painting? Yes. Is there as much of a glow as I thought I would paint? No. Could I change that? Yeah. Should I? That's the question. Will it look better or not? I don't know. I do think I need a little bit more brightness to the front hill of grasses. This is the wrong brush. It's totally the wrong brush. We need something different. I'll try this. Don't know if I like this either. It's quite green. I think I need to go more yellow. And it's also super intense. That feels better. I need to fade it a little bit more because it kind of just stops. Yeah, that's better. Now comes the part I've been dreading, is this ground. All right, let's do it. That's the wrong color. Nope. Let's try this color. That's better. This is the brown, the umber, and the Dogsing Violet. It's the same color I've been using for the tree trunks. And what does it do over here? It kind of just fades. Let's not get my hair in the paint today. Now we need to fade this lighter. I need more sienna. New studio vibes for the push of such a lovely painting. Thank you, Sakura Celica. Umber. How did my DIY monitor turn out? Amazing. I have had absolutely no problems with it. It looks beautiful. It is super bright. It was fun. The worst thing about it, and it's a stupid thing, is there's like this really red glow that comes from the back of it. So if you walk down like the hallway and my computer's asleep, and so the screen is off, there's still this giant, terrifying red glow coming from the room. Haunted. Look at this palette today. This is wild. Normally I'm not painting so messy, is the word I'm going to choose. Monitor's haunted. Sometimes when you're painting, I'm like, ah, yes, I know exactly how I want to render this. I am not concerned about rendering it. It will look great. And sometimes I'm like, shoot, I don't know how this is going to turn out. It will be a surprise to me as well. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about the path right now. Don't know how this is going to look. I'm trying to just take it layer by layer and not worry about it. Because like there's a lot of pine needles and it gets quite light quite quickly because it's quite gravelly sandy. I don't hate that. Okay. Now the problem is trying to get this all in one go. Trust the process. Trust what I know about mark making with a paintbrush. It looks very orange. More umber, less sienna. I think my brush is too small. Because this is a little frustrating to paint with. Tech Absol says, it might be a dumb question, but I'm here to learn. You started with a brighter, warm purple base that's no longer visible. What did that do for the overall painting? Why did you start with that? It does do something. I can still see hints of it. Don't know if it's visible on camera, but it's especially noticeable in the sky. Like up here, I can see hints of that purple, and it did influence this base, which is still in turn influencing colors. If I was painting less layered and more by object, so like if I had painted the trees first and then tried to fill in the sky around it, which is sometimes common when you do a solid underpainting like I had done with the violet, you would see a lot more of it. When you do an underpainting or a stain like I had done, you pick stuff different, like when you want a different vibe. So if I wanted this to be really saturated, I might have picked things that were closer in yellow because the yellow would come through more and make it look more golden. But I picked violet because I am very guilty of oversaturating everything and making everything like way too saturated and bright. And I wanted this to be more muted, which is what it's doing. So doing violet against the yellow is going to mute all of the yellow. So that's why I did violet. And that's kind of why I was partial to that big canvas that was already violet. The only way I think you would really see exactly what I'm talking about is if I had done two paintings side by side and had them one with the underpainting, one without. And maybe that is a thing I can do at some point and try and show that off. Yeah, Steven says there's no dumb questions. No, that was a really good question because underpainting is not as straightforward, I think. When you start to get into color theory and practicing, you can start to try things out. I've seen some really neat underpaintings people have done, like with hot pink, which is why when I did that one still life with the fruit, and I had you guys pick what fruit I was painting, I went with such a bright underpainting because I thought it would be fun. And I'm always happy to explain. So. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it live. There is a green fleck of dried paint that keeps haunting me and getting into this paint. Canvas and monitor are haunted. That color feels way more natural. I'm not done yet. Judge, so you're saying colorblind might make this painting interesting. I've seen some things where people have done like digital drawings and they'll turn like their iPads black and white and then do a drawing or a painting like digitally and then turn it into color. And it's not what you expect. Like the colors aren't like true. But I think you can get some really cool things. And like fauvism art is wildly not true to like the lighting of a scene or something. I can't make this up. And I think there's something to be said for doing stuff that way and making it that. I think it's fun. All right, so my plan is to lighten up some of this ground and then try and do just hints of like pine needles, I guess. Please do not fall. And my paint is drying out because it's acrylic. And that's what it's known for. And that green fleck of paint is still haunting me. Get off the painting. That's too much. Debating how I want to paint these pine needles, and I really don't love any of my options. Well, let's try something. Also, I'm seeing a spot where I want to add a few more tree trunks. How do we feel about that texture? I mean, it's not done, it's just the first color. I think I need to have some go a different direction. I'm doing a lot of horizontal ones.
Wow, that looks good. Holy crap.
Thank you.
Holy cow. I'm heading out. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Drive safe. It's doing something. You guys thought the garage was gone. I don't hate this. It needs a little more, but I don't hate it. Which means wild success. The brush is getting very full of paint though. Art studio always above garage. So I need to lighten my color. And then we need to kind of like bring highlights back. This is acceptable. Don't do that though, that was too much. Now, in reality, is there a lot more pine needles on this ground? Yeah. But painting them all would be a bad idea. This burnt sienna is like perfectly the right color of these like needles. I think I just need more. I'm not gonna paint all of them like I said, but like there needs to be a little bit more. They do kind of like get pushed to the side of the trails because of like wind and people like running or biking. Okay, still not done. It needs more of something. There are like leaves too. We're gonna switch to glazing liquid. I don't like that brush. Different brush. Something softer? Maybe this guy. I'm going to start filling in just a few spots with some leaves. And this will be the shadow for them. It's probably too big of a brush because what's happening is it's giving me a wider line than I need. Edit, revert to original so I can see the full image. And like the bike is going to sit, oh, I might not get the front crank. That's fine. Also, I kind of like this texture. It's giving more sand gravelly than just smooth. Yes. That looks way better. Okay, we're gonna do a few leaves. And then I think I may be happy with this. Perfectly sienna. I don't know if this leaf is rendering as a leaf. That's a problem I may be running into. There might be regrets here. You know, after doing that leaf painting, you'd think I'd be like, ah, yes, leaves. I can paint these. And then I'm like, wait, how do I do this again? What's gonna happen, I just know it, is this is gonna be in the exact spot where you can't see it because of where the bike will sit. I don't like how that's rendering out at all. So we're going to get rid of it. And we're going to say, no, just sand and pine needles. Or we shall leave it and just make it work because it's not in the right spot to erase it. For a second, this sounded very Persona. Well, luckily, all of these colors are from a tube, so it's not like they're hard to pull again if I need to. And I think we're gonna call that the ground and not put in any leaves. How do we feel about it? I think I need to take a step back. I'm gonna leave it zoomed in for you guys. But I need to step back from here. Okay, there's two spots I don't like. I don't like where the leaf was here, and I don't like where the leaf was here, but that one's fine. So we gotta fix that. Oh, that's way too dark. Nope, go away. Okay, that one's basically gone. I think we're just gonna repaint right here quick. All right, now I have to step back and see if it's better. It needs to be like dingied up. That's what I had done over there. Are you dry? No. Not gonna solve that problem. Glazing liquid, that's what I used. Okay, there we go. This was good progress. When I started this, I thought, oh, if I'm gonna finish this today. We'll see. I didn't think I'd get the bike done today. When I discussed this yesterday with Chaz, I was like, what if I do it in a single sitting? And I thought, it's not gonna happen. Sorry, there's a little bit of yellow that needs to happen in here. Sorry, I started to add this yellow and now I'm like, oh dang, yes, this needed to happen. Also, I'm incredibly hungry. My stomach keeps yelling at me. Yes, yellow. Now I see one spot that I talked about earlier. I was like, oh, I need to fix this, but I'm using a different color. Gorgeous. Don't let me touch it anymore.
Restores 1 heart of your energy.
Here, have a Starkos. That's 300 bits from aggregated molecules. Thank you. There, now you can see it better. Cool. I need to paint more of this because this has a deadline that is sooner than I want it to be. And there's other things happening I need to deal with. So, I vote Monday at 11. I'll paint the bike. Because the bike tire gonna go here. With the derailleur and the cassette back here. And then I guess we'll get as much of the chain in the front crank as we can. But my goal is to kind of have the tire and center it with the cassette over the where the sun is. Monday holiday stream. What holiday is Monday? What holiday is Monday, Fossix? So I guess we'll be Columbus Day. Oh. Break out the compass. Do I want to make it perfect? Like, perfect circle? Or do I want to freehand this and make it look slightly more organic? I don't know. Cool, so I guess I'm painting Monday. at 11. And then we'll play Ghost Trick Monday night. Gotta do that. I don't know how far I am in Ghost Trick or how much is left. I've been enjoying it a lot. So Monday will be 2 streams. Tuesday will be breakfast stream. Wednesday, I suppose, is still Bonanza. Tonight, of course, is Mario Odyssey on Steven's channel. And like, we're not done with the game, but we're definitely getting into late game. Still a good bit left, yes. Or is that of Ghost Trick? Or is that of all of them? Kind of feels like all of them. I do want you to know I am very excited to play Ghost of Yotei, because that is out. I have not gotten a chance to play it. We will start it after Ghost Trick, whenever that happens. All right, thanks everyone for being here for the, oh my god, 4 hours I've been painting this, but it's nice to know I can do this in 4 hours. As soon as I'm done with stream, I'm gonna go eat. Actually, I'm probably gonna paint the bottom first, because I have cadmium, and then I'll wash things, and then it's safe for me to go eat. All right, hope you'll have a good rest of your Friday. I hope to see you tonight. No way you're only letting yourself play Yotei for 2 hours a week. Maybe 3. All right, everyone. I'll see you tonight for Odyssey. Have a good rest of your Friday. And maybe get outside. It's finally fall weather. At least it is in Raleigh.